Hi, this is Janice from Space to Relax, and the video you're about to watch is a replay of a live class I taught on Zoom. These classes are free of charge for everyone to join, so please invite your family and friends. They're suitable for beginners and those of you with more Qigong experience. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then please don't forget to hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I hope you enjoy the class. Hi everyone, and you're very welcome to today's Qigong class. And today's class topic was suggested by someone in our Space to Relax free Qigong group, and she asked for a class about how to use Qigong in order to manage thyroid imbalances. Now, you might be watching this right now thinking, well, there's nothing wrong with my thyroid. Why do I need to do these Qigong exercises? But thyroid metabolism and thyroid imbalances are often connected with the way in which we kind of run our lives. So the speed at which our lives run. So many of us are kind of running around, rushing around from one place to the other, and can be quite stressed. And that's just a feature of modern day living. So very often that stress can be a causative factor in terms of thyroid imbalance. There are other causes of thyroid imbalances, which would range from things like imbalances in hormones in other parts of the body. Pregnancy can cause thyroid imbalance if you have any kind of growths or nodules on the thyroid, or also any issues with the pituitary gland might cause issues with the thyroid and have that knock-on effect. So there are many causes. It's a very complex topic, and so I'm not going to go into huge depth about the medical reasons for why thyroid imbalances come about. But basically what you need to know is that there are two different types. There's an underactive and there is an overactive thyroid. And in terms of Chinese medicine, what either of those represent, either and both, is an imbalance in what's called the yin and yang functions of your body. So in your body, yang is everything that is warming, moving, and activating. And yin is everything that's cooling, moistening, and nourishing. So in the situation where you have an underactive thyroid, where you feel kind of cold and sluggish and might put on weight easily, then that is more of a deficiency to do with yang. It's a lack of the warming functions and the activating functions in your body. And if you have an overactive thyroid, you might feel kind of hot and agitated and anxious and maybe a little bit irritable. So that's more to do with a deficiency of the yin functions of the body, which would be cooling, moistening, and nourishing. So I'm going to show you here two Qigong methods in order to redress the balance of yin and yang. Now, obviously, there are so many Qigong methods out there that you can use to help to balance yin and yang, and thereby help to redress any imbalance in thyroid. And also, bear in mind, thyroid is responsible for a lot of metabolic functions in your body, for a lot of things to do with metabolism and weight gain or weight loss. So you can use these exercises really just to maintain your state of health and keep yourself as healthy as possible, so you don't actually get to the point where your thyroid might be imbalanced. Now, I will say one thing about exercise, and that is that not all kinds of exercise would be good for thyroid, because thyroid is often, any kind of thyroid imbalance is often to do with stress and maybe a little bit of exhaustion in the body. So exercises that you wouldn't necessarily want to be doing if you have an issue with your thyroid are anything that's too intense, or any kind of really strong cardiovascular exercises, because they just put too much stress on the body. They can cause muscle breakdown, and you may find that your recovery is slower if you have any thyroid issues in terms of building the tissues back up again after intense or very vigorous exercise. So the ideal exercises for thyroid would be things like Qigong, Tai Chi, and yoga, because what they do is they help with tissue repair, but they also help to lower your stress levels. So I'm going to stop talking now and get on with the class. So you can do this starting either from a sitting or from a standing position, however you feel comfortable. Just check, either sitting or standing, that your feet are shoulder width distance apart, your knees are the same width as your hips or your shoulders as well, so your legs are kind of like train tracks running up and down from your hips, either in that sitting or standing position. Check that your back is straight, so you're supporting your own back and not slouching. The shoulders are nice and relaxed. So maybe just give them a shrug up and down a couple of times, shake out the arms. And then just either relax the arms down by your sides or rest them gently on your thighs, palms up or palms down, whatever is comfortable for you. And just beginning by closing your eyes. Close your mouth and bring a smile to the corners of your mouth. And as you're sitting or standing like this, create a little bit of length in the back of your neck by just tucking the chin back towards your throat. As you do that, feel the back of the neck extending upwards. Breathing in and out through the nose, and beginning with some gentle abdominal breathing. So for anyone just joining me for the first time, as you breathe in, imagine that you're blowing up a balloon, inflating that balloon in all directions, forwards, sideways, back towards the spine and the kidneys, inflating the lower abdominal area with the inhalation. And then as you breathe out, in your mind's eye, see that balloon deflating with the exhalation. The breath, ideally, wants to be smooth, soft, and silent. So really just watching the breath rather than trying too hard to breathe too deeply or to make anything happen. Watching the breath enter and leave the body. And we usually begin Qigong practice with a few abdominal breaths like this to bring us into what's called the Qigong state. So really just to calm the mind and to let everything settle and relax in preparation for what's to come. Each time you breathe out, just be aware of any areas in your physical body of tension or discomfort. And feel those areas softening and relaxing with the exhalation. And also, each time you exhale, letting go of any distracting, busy thoughts. If you find that you're being distracted by random thoughts popping into your mind, each time you notice that, just gently bring your attention back to the breath. Keeping the eyes closed now, this exercise we're about to do is for anyone who feels like they're running too fast. So this would be an ideal exercise for someone who's been diagnosed with hyperthyroid, so overactive thyroid. So you feel like if you were a car, the revs on the car would be too fast, they would be too high. And what you need to do in terms of bringing things back into balance, in terms of yin and yang, is to slow things down and let go of any stress in the body. So if you have an overactive thyroid, you may feel hot, irritated. You may be losing weight even though you're eating lots of food. You may have difficulty sleeping. And even if you haven't been diagnosed with an overactive thyroid, if you notice any of those symptoms, then this method can be of real help for you if you practice on a regular basis. And any method similar to this one, which is calming, breathing, and meditative by nature, will be of benefit. So continuing with your abdominal breathing, breathe in, feel the belly expand. Breathe out, feeling the belly shrink. This time breathing in, feel the belly expand. And now as you breathe out, in your mind's eye, imagine the exhalation running down through your legs, all the way down to your feet and into the ground. Breathe in, feel the belly expand. Breathing out down through your legs and your feet and into the ground. So making a connection between the exhalation and the flow of qi or energy down through your legs. And as you think of that qi or energy going out and down through the feet, think into the ground, maybe 6 inches into the ground, below the surface that the soles of your feet are in contact with, or maybe even further down. So in your mind's eye, see that exhalation going deep into the ground. Imagine almost like a mine shaft going deep down into the earth. And we're going to use this channel now in order for you to breathe out whatever it is you don't want in your body, down through your legs, into your feet, and deep down into the ground. So what I'd like you to think of now is anything that may be causing you stress. So it could be an ache or a pain, a physical symptom in your body, or it could be something more mental or emotional. It could be anger, irritation, anxiety, grief. But just pick one thing, and the next time you breathe out, in your mind's eye, see that one thing traveling down through the legs, into the feet, and deep down into the earth. And then breathing in, and again, breathing out down through the legs, whatever it is you decided that you don't want. And this breath doesn't need to be forceful. You don't need to be driving out the thing you don't want with any kind of anger or malice. It's not a battle. It's simply leading the way, showing this thing you don't want in your mind's eye, showing it the way out of your body and your mind, down into the ground. So with the breath, you're creating this pathway and using the mind as well to help lead out anything that might be causing you stress from the body or the mind. And just keep going like that for a couple more breaths. And the purpose of Qigong exercise in terms of bringing about balance to yin and yang and helping to rebalance any issues with thyroid is that we also want to, as well as relieving stress, we want to promote tissue repair. So as you're breathing now, we're going to do something with the inhalation as well as with the exhalation. So as you breathe in, I'd like you to think in your mind's eye of breathing in really clean, fresh, energizing air, entering the nostrils, traveling all the way down through the center of your body into the lower abdomen. And then as you breathe out, you're breathing down and out through the legs, through the feet and into the ground, leading out that thing that you don't want that may be causing you stress in your body. So breathing in, energizing, bringing in more nourishment for tissue repair and recovery, and breathing out, letting go of anything you don't want, down and out through the legs and the feet into the ground. And keep going like this for a few more breaths. Qigong is a combination of breath, of mind, and of movement. So this exercise is an ideal example of that. Using your breath to cause the movement of your lower belly as you breathe in and out, and then using your mind for the therapeutic purpose of bringing chi or energy into the body to energize and promote tissue growth, and then using your mind to rid the thing you don't want as you breathe out down through the legs and the feet into the ground. And just breathing at your own pace. There is no rush. And now bring your mind back to the simple movement of the abdomen. Breathing in, feeling the belly expanding. Breathing out, feeling the belly shrinking. And place one hand flat on the lower belly, still with the eyes closed, and the other hand directly on top of that one. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed, bringing a smile to the corners of your mouth, and slowly opening the eyes. So that's a really simple breathing and meditation method in order to help stabilize the yin and the yang and rebalance yin and yang in terms of dealing with overactive thyroid. So with overactive thyroid, you want to, it's like you're running, your revs are running too high. So you want to calm everything down. So that exercise is really brilliant for that. There are many other exercises you can use. And most Qigong will actually help to calm you down. But I just wanted to show you one as a simple example in order to get started. So we'll move on to the second exercise now. This exercise is for those of you who might feel like your thyroid is imbalanced to the point of being underactive. So you might be feeling cold, sluggish. You might feel like you're putting on weight easily. It doesn't matter how much exercise you do or how little food you eat, you still put on weight. And if you're trying to lose weight, you can't. So there are many other symptoms of an underactive thyroid. But in terms of Chinese medicine, that's an imbalance or a deficiency of the yang functions of the body, which would be responsible for warming, moving, and activating. So if you were a car, then you'd be revving a little bit too slowly. So you're not kind of revving on, you're not firing on all cylinders. So what's important with the methods, with Qigong methods, which will help in order to give your metabolism a little bit of a boost and bring your kind of thyroid levels back up to where you want them to be and boost your metabolism, is you want to do some kind of exercise, but you don't want to exhaust yourself, because very often people who are suffering with an underactive thyroid also get tired very easily, very quickly. So you want to be doing some kind of exercise which relieves stress, but also helps to energize the body in a really gentle way. And I'm going to show you today an exercise which is in my Space to Relax program. It's quite an advanced one, so I'm going to show you just part of it today, but you'll certainly feel the benefits of it. And you can perform this exercise either sitting down as I am right now or standing up. So what I'd like you to do to begin with is just to take both hands out to the sides and palms facing up towards the sky or the ceiling. Bring them up. If your shoulders allow, don't ever go into any pain with Qigong. And then bringing the hands together, looking up at them if your neck allows, and drawing the hands down through the center line. And coming to rest in the prayer position. And just for a moment, close your eyes. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth. The mouth is closed. And checking in with your abdominal breath. So breathing in, feel the belly expand. Breathing out, feel the belly shrink. And now opening the eyes so that you can see me. So I want you to follow along with me now. So the hands are together, the palms are together. And what I want you to imagine is that they're stuck together with super glue. So they can't come apart, but they're not so stuck together that you're creating lots of muscle tension in your arms. So you might find that you have a little space in the very center of the palms between the two hands. That's perfectly fine. The fingers don't need to be taut or relaxed or really kind of tense. You want to have them kind of fairly relaxed, but the hands stay together throughout the whole of this exercise. So what I'd like you to do now is we're going to do it really slowly, so follow along with me to begin with. And what you're going to do is move the hands and the arms to one side first of all. Now, as always with any Qigong exercises, if you have any issues with back, neck or shoulders, do not go into the full range of this movement that I'm about to show you. Only go as far as you can without causing yourself any pain. So you're going to go to one side, just follow and go to the same side as me, moving the arms and the hands right across to the side so they're almost at shoulder level. And what you should feel is a stretch down the opposite side of the body. And then from there, you're going to just look up at the hands as you draw a big arc. So reaching right up, looking up at the hands, as though you're drawing a rainbow, and come across to the other side. And again, the hands are at shoulder level here. So now feeling a stretch in the opposite side of the body. Now from here, the palms of the hands are still together, the hands are still together, and the hands are parallel with the floor. So you don't have the fingers pointing up like this. They're parallel. And keeping them parallel now, you're just going to move the hands across at shoulder level to the other side. And now, keeping those hands stuck together, flip them over so that they're parallel, but in one hand has changed over now. Drop the hands a little so they're at heart level and come across again. So you're going across to the side as far as you can without causing pain. Flip the hands, drop them now to lower abdomen level. Keep the shoulders relaxed, come across again. And now you don't flip the hands here, just go back to where you came from. So back across in front of the lower abdomen. Now turn the fingers up towards the sky and you're going to come diagonally across the body to the opposite shoulder and back to where you started. So that's one round. So now draw the rainbow again. looking up at the hands. Right across to the other side. Palms are parallel. Come across at shoulder level. Flip the hands over, drop them to heart level. Come across at heart level, all the way to the far side. Flip the hands over, drop them to lower abdomen level, drop the shoulders, coming across, lower abdomen level. Don't flip the hands here, but instead go back to where you came from at lower abdomen level, turning the fingers up towards the ceiling and then coming diagonally across the body. You're not reaching out, keep the hands close towards the body. And let's go for another round. Now let's make this one as smooth as we can. We're aiming for smooth movement here. So hands are parallel, coming across. So it's like you're drawing an S shape. Turn the hands over. They're at heart level now, coming across. Turn the hands over. And now at lower abdomen level, coming across. Go back to where you came from. And imagine you're moving your hands through melted chocolate. Turning the hands up, diagonally coming across the body now to the opposite shoulder. And up towards the sky. Now, maybe one more on your own. I won't speak now. Just follow along with me. And to finish this exercise, coming up to the top and drawing the hands back down to the heart center, closing the eyes, bringing your mind back to your breathing. Breathe in, feel the belly expand, breathing out, feeling the belly shrink. Now bring your mind to your hands and just allow them to part and drop down by your sides. Keep the mind in the hands and notice any sensations you feel now. Do you feel hot or cold? Do your hands feel heavier or lighter? Do you feel any tingling sensations in the hands? Do they feel bigger, a little bit more swollen? If you feel any of these things, then you've definitely got the chi or the energy flowing. You've boosted your circulation, and thereby you're helping to boost your metabolism in a way that isn't exhausting for you. And now with the eyes still closed, bringing one hand to rest over the lower abdomen, the other hand directly on top of that. Coming back to your abdominal breath, breathing in, feel the belly expand. Breathing out, feeling the belly shrink. Bring a smile to the corners of your mouth. And that is the exercise. It's actually called swimming dragon, that little exercise. And that's only part of the full exercise, which is in my Space to Relax program. But hopefully that's given you a flavor of what it's like to do a Qigong exercise, which will gently help with tissue repair and relieving stress, but at the same time energize and give your metabolism a little bit of a boost if you feel like your thyroid is underactive. So just bringing the hands together now and giving them a little rub until they get really, really hot. Just to finish off the class now. With your eyes closed, bring the palms over your eyes, feeling the heat from your hands going into the eyes, through the back of the eyes to nourish the mind. Still smiling and giving your face a little rub or a wash. Just a little massage to bring yourself back into the room. And then allow the hands to relax either down by your sides or just on your knees. So I hope that's given you an idea of a couple of exercises that you can do to bring your thyroid back into balance if you feel or you know you have an issue with thyroid, but also if you feel you need to rebalance the yin and yang and give your metabolism a little bit of regulation as well. So this class was not only for people who've been diagnosed with any kind of thyroid condition, but it would be of benefit to anyone. So depending on how you're feeling. So if you feel like you're kind of running too fast and everything's too stressful, do the first exercise. And if you feel like things need a little bit of a boost and a little bit of a pick-me-up, then do the second exercise. And if you feel like just some general rebalancing as part of a routine, you can add either of these into any other routines of Qigong that you might be practicing already. So as always, if you have any questions, you can email me. My email is janice@spacetorelax.com, or you can post your question in our Facebook group, which is Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. So if you haven't joined already, find that on Facebook and I'll admit you to the group once you request to join. These classes are free for everyone, so please invite your friends and family, but I do ask for donations if you find the class helpful. You don't have to donate, but if you want to, you can give as little or as much as you want. Half of the proceeds go towards the intensive care unit staff here in my local hospital. The other half goes towards the upkeep of my website, so I can keep bringing you free videos. So I really hope you enjoyed the class today. And if you want to also join and sign up for my free video series, I'll post the link next to that when I send out the replay from this email, or you'll see it in the text next to this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this Qigong lesson, then there are 4 things you can do right now. The first thing is to head over to my website, which is spacetorelax.com, and there you'll see that you can join up for a free 3-part video series. The second thing you can do is click the link next to this video to sign up for the live Qigong classes, as I teach these once a week. The third thing you can do is go over to Facebook if you're on Facebook and look for Space to Relax Free Qigong Group. That's my free group where you can post any questions, and please do join the group. And the fourth thing is, if you're watching this video on YouTube, then please hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss any future videos from me. I really hope you enjoyed this lesson and look forward to seeing you in the next video.